Yeah, here we are at Wycombe Wanderers. As you see, lovely ideas around here, lovely grounds. Fan zone. There's your fan zone. Got Darren Bowler here. A lot of people remember Darren from the ticket office days at Oxford United up the old Manor Ground, Darren. Have we come very far since those days, or are we going back into, I don't know, not oblivion, but are we going back again on the whole circle of where we were with Feroz Kazam when he first took over? Then we got these new owners, and we're hopeful of going into a new stadium sometime soon, probably 2 or 3 years away. How do you feel from your time of working at the club, from then to where we are now? Is there much change?
Oh, it's a completely different beast. I think if you think back to the 90s, the staffing was minimal, the off-field stuff was, everybody tried their best, but it's probably, not that polished. I think there's definitely improvements off the field. There's been a lot of investment to get there.
Yeah.
And hopefully, this journey we're going on doesn't end up on the one that Feroz took us on.
Yeah, that's because I've been too long following this football club. I was really excited a couple of years ago when there was talk of this new stadium coming. Planning still hasn't gone in for so many reasons, which, they could be legitimate reasons. But, just some days I look at the club and I think, is this ever going to happen before I die? Do you know what I mean? Because I'm getting old. And you're following, aren't you?
The clock's ticking, isn't it?
Yeah,
and when you're told that something's going to go in by the end of the year, or if not early part of the year, and that doesn't happen, it's always going to raise suspicions. You do wonder what's going on. Have they not got the finances to do it?
Yeah.
Have they not got the heart for it?
Yeah.
Who knows? We shall wait and see.
Yes.
I'm trying to be semi-optimistic.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
You always have that doubt at the back of your mind. Given what history served us, that things might not be as.
I think it's typical of us at Oxford United, isn't it? Lots of the people that I know will all probably have those same suspicions of whether it's ever going to happen. If I had to push you for a shove, do you think your lad, who's only 14, is he? Or
13.
13. Yeah. Do you think he will see us in a new ground?
I'm sure in his lifetime,
yeah.
Definitely. I mean, to be honest, I'd rather see us playing Championship football where we are than moving ground. I want to see us playing back at that level because, having grown up when I did and seeing all the glory days and going away to big grounds, I'd love for him to have that same experience as me.
Well, it's the same with Josh. I mean, Josh has been following us, following Oxford for years with me, and he's only ever seen probably 2 good seasons where we went up one year and the rest of the time was like the Football League trophy. He hasn't seen, although you did come to the conference final, but that's a bit of a black day really. Even though we got up, it wasn't something that I was really cheery about because I didn't want us ever to be in the conference and put up with people like Wycombe Wanderers fans calling us plucky non-leaguers and stuff like that. But I want it for him. I want it for him and his children to have a club that we can actually support without somebody taking the mick out of where's the stand gone, where's this gone, are you ever going to do anything? I just want this to happen this time, and I think it will, but I think it's going to take a little while to get all this through. Apart from all that, you made a valid point about Championship football. I think we can play Championship football up at Kazam. I think it'd be a proven thing. When you look at people like Bournemouth and you look at people like Luton Town with crowds of 10 or 11 and they're in the Premiership, we should be able to cope with having Championship football at the Kazam next year. I think we need to do it now. I think if we got a chance of doing it this season, we do it, because I would put up with being a yo-yo club for a couple of years. Definitely. If that's the case, because it's starting to get stale. Tuesday night we had 7,300 on a half-term week. We never sold this game out today by 150 tickets. Underneath it, people are probably starting to get a little bit fed up of seeing the same opposition week in, week out, year in, year out. And I think, just to get a championship, even if it's just for a season, it will give us a bit of a taster. Do you agree with that?
No, definitely. I mean, I'm not sure about the staleness of the opposition. I think we're not playing at our best. We're not playing at our most fluent like we were maybe earlier in the season. I think if you're playing that type of football that gets people off the edge of their seats, then great. Obviously, if you serve up what you did the first 45 minutes on Tuesday, people aren't going to be in a rush to come back.
Well, that's what I said. Look, the other day, we seem to be at a point where we're playing very good first half and rubbish second half, trying to defend a lead. Yeah. So this week against Wigan on Tuesday, I thought we'd probably come out of the blocks again and give us a good 90 minutes right through. Don't seem to have that. We had a really poor opening 90, and it was because of Josh Murphy's equaliser we went on to win that game.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to tell you now, we would
massively.
never have come out and beaten them if we'd have gone in at 1-0 at half time. Felt a little bit sorry for Sam Long because he got terrible horses abuse first half, but fair play to the lad. Second half he come out and I thought he played well. Okay, just really quickly, we've got a couple of questions to go. Where do you think we're going to be at the end of this season? Do you think we're going to go up, or do you think we're going to fail? And how do you think we're going to do today? Yeah. I know that's probably for your brain quite a lot to sort of take in, isn't it? All in one question.
I'll take a draw today, and I think we will get a draw.
Jesus Christ, Josh. You know what I'm like with people with a draw. No, we've got to be winning this today.
We'll see. But I think ultimately we've brought these fresh faces in. I think once they gel, we get the players back fit, as Murphy showed the other night.
Yeah.
You know, when we've got those wide options that we've been missing for so long, we're a completely different proposition.
Okay,
and I think we're going to hit the playoffs in form.
Yeah,
and I think we'll give it a good go. Whether or not we've got the depth, it all depends who else is there. You know, we've seen what Bolton and Derby have done when they've come down and played us.
But it'd be nice to have a May Day, wouldn't it? Sort of a final of not props Johnson's Pape Trophy, but a meaningful final. You know, which will be good.
As long as we win it.
Yeah. The only thing is, I know that we'll probably take our 30,000, but I'd like to play someone like Barnsley again because I think we owe Barnsley a final, don't we? And beat them there in the final. I'm still a bit doubtful whether we're going to do it. I'd love to see us do it. And I'd love to see the form be better. Right. The other thing is, so you've answered Dan's questions. I give everybody a chance to win a tenner. Okay. And I'm a very fair guy on this. You know how fair I am. I've never been fair in my life. But it's a random question. It's not a football question. It's just one out there, which I think you're going to probably answer because you're probably dressed the same way as most undertakers in Britain. And me, look, in black. In the UK, how many funeral directors are there? Now, I'm going to be really, really fair. I'm going to give you 25 each way.
That's very good of you.
I thought so, yeah. So 25 each way. So if it was 950, you get 975 or 935. No, 925. Yeah, thanks, Josh. So I'm going to be really fair. I'm going to give you 25 each way for a chance of my tenner. How many UK funeral directors do you think there are at this very moment?
6,352.
I'll tell you what. You've
Miles
done.
out.
No, you haven't. You are, Darren. I've always thought of you. It's probably not as clever as me. You're meant to be. You have been the closest. It's 5,592.
That's not too bad.
So that 25 each way saved me from paying out. Thanks, Darren.